Good morning. How smart San Diego sellers win in today's market? If you're a homeowner in San Diego thinking about selling, you probably heard the same question over and over. Is this a buyer's market or a seller's market? That's not the question that actually determines your outcome. The real question is this: who has leverage in your specific neighborhood right now? Because leverage isn't citywide, it's not even zip code wide. Two streets in the same community can behave completely differently based on buyer demand, pricing, behavior, and how similar homes are performing. So today I want to break it down how smart sellers win in today's market, starting with how leverage is really determined. When I evaluate a seller's position, I don't start with national headlines. I don't even start with city level data. I focus on what's happening in a very tight radius around their home. There are three signals I track every single week. First, days on market for comparable homes, not just how long homes are sitting, but how long they take to go under contract once they're priced correctly. That tells me how quickly buyers are willing to commit. Second, price behavior before offers arrive. Are homes getting offers at list price, above list, or only after price adjustments? That tells me whether buyers are confident or cautious right now. Third, how negotiations are unfolding after inspections. If buyers are consistently asking for large concessions, that's a shift in leverage. If deals are holding firm, sellers are still in control. Those three factors together tell me whether sellers should be aggressive, precise, or defensive in their strategy. And here's what most sellers don't realize. Leverage is dynamic. It changes weekly. A strategy that worked last month can quietly fail today. If a buyer behavior or invest inventory shifts, that's why successful sellers don't rely on averages. They rely on current behavior. Now let's talk about buyers. A lot of home buyers believe buyer demand has disappeared. It hasn't. Buyer behavior has changed. Today's buyers are still active, but they're more selective, more analytical, and quicker to move on from listings that don't feel right. They are comparing homes faster, they are watching price changes more closely, and they are making decisions earlier. The strongest buyers usually act within the first 2 weeks if a home is positioned correctly. They don't wait months anymore. If something feels overpriced or uncertain, they simply just move on. That's why waiting for the market to come around rarely works today. Being right early matters far more than being optimistically late. Homes that align with buyer expectations from day one attract cleaner offers and smoother negotiations. Homes that often need concessions. Today, preparation, positioning, and pricing are not separate steps. They are one strategy. Let's talk about price reductions, because this is where many sellers accidentally give up leverage. Not all price reductions mean the same thing. Strategic price adjustment is planned, timed, and data-driven. It happens before buyers' interest fades and maintains a perception of control. A panic reduction happens after a listing has sat too long and invites a different type of buyer, a buyer who assumes something is wrong and negotiates aggressively. That market reacts very differently to these two situations. Buyers don't just see the number change, they interpret what the change represents. Strategic sellers adjust pricing to reignite urgency. Reactive sellers adjust pricing to stop the bleeding, and the difference between those two outcomes can easily be tens of thousands of dollars. The best sellers don't chase the market. They stay ahead of it. Now let's talk about urgency. There is a moment when a buyer urgency disappears, and most sellers never see it happening. It's not when showings slow down. It's not when open house traffic stops. It happens when serious buyers stop coming back for second looks. And that usually happens sooner than most sellers expect. In most San Diego neighborhoods, the first 10 to 14 days determine how buyers will perceive a home for the rest of its time on the market. This is when buyers are watching closely. This is when comparisons are being made. This is when shortlists are formed. If your home fails to create urgency during that window, buyers begin assuming one of three things: it's overpriced, it has hidden issues, or better options exist. Once the narrative forms, it becomes harder and harder to reverse. Homes that create urgency early protect pricing power. Homes that miss a window usually give it back later in negotiations. Momentum is not accidental, it's created by design. So how to start smart sellers win today? Not by waiting for the market to change, not by chasing outdated strategies, not relying on citywide averages. They win by understanding their local leverage, by respecting home buyers think today, by pricing and positioning with intent, and by acting decisively early. Selling today isn't harder, it's more strategic. And when strategy replaces guessing, results follow. Thank you everybody for watching this video today. Alvin Newton with eXp Realty. Please subscribe to the channel from the button below for more videos like this. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.